Welcome back to Invest Global. Today we're focusing on Anchor Protocol, ticker symbol ANC. This is a project built in the Terra Luna ecosystem, and it's really going to be the focus of today's video. Now, the market cap is sitting at $174 million. I am recording this after kind of this bounce off of these lows. The crypto market as a whole kind of dumped down. If you're just looking at Bitcoin's price overall, kind of drove a lot of this since Bitcoin dominance is still significant. And we saw this tiny bounce off these lows. So that's kind of where Anchor currently is holding steady. We have these all-time highs back here at $8.23 and all-time lows at $2.55. And that was just fairly recent. So it's honestly an interesting opportunity to get in on this project. It was kind of hyped up. It did have a lot of sentimental progress going for it, but you can go give them a follow at Anchor_protocol. Follow our Twitter at InvestGlobal_IO to stay up to date. And this is something that I think is very, very important to understand is they get a lot of engagement. Just from a sentimental perspective, the Terra Luna ecosystem is kind of promising, but there are some drawbacks. So that's honestly a topic for another video, but really I want to focus on what they're doing that's a bit different. So they lay out this. This is an older article from CoinDesk talking about stablecoins, how UST is really the Terra Luna USD. Their stablecoin is potentially a competitor to DAI currently. So, as you know, DAI is a stablecoin on MakerDAO, which is, as I say, at the time this was written, it was the fourth largest cryptocurrency by market cap. Not so much now, but you can kind of see how this is going moving forward. I'll have this article linked down below in the description so you can understand it a little bit better. I will cover this area because I thought they actually laid it out pretty nicely here. So, what is Anchor? Think of Anchor like a savings account your parents set up for you as a kid, but without the anemic returns typical of U.S. bank account savings today. So you can see, the typical bank account saving in the U.S. is tiny. It's like 0.05% or something ridiculous like that. Where in decentralized finance, you can get incredible interest rates, typically over 5% in a lot of different things just by staking them and kind of contributing to the network. So it's no secret that over the last years, returns in decentralized finance have been so strong to the point where it's somewhat unbelievable. Still, even on the most mainstream offerings, such as the money market compound, returns can fluctuate from 1 week to the next. Returns for depositing DAI, a stable coin, on compound have ranged from 3 to 12%, roughly since the new year. Returns for supplying USDC, that's just Circle's version of US dollar as a stable coin, there's also USDT, obviously, have ranged from 3 to 14%. Anchor advertises 20%. On deposits made in UST. So again, that's the stablecoin in the Terra Luna ecosystem, though it's unclear what kind of guarantee is made there. So on the lending side, Anchor will essentially accept as collateral only stake tokens that earn returns, starting with B Luna, the token that represents the staked version of Terra's blockchain Luna, the actual LUNA governance token. A user can borrow half of the value of their staked Luna. So that's very important to understand. This is kind of the idea of over-collateralized loans, how you can borrow off something you have staked. All these different projects like Ramp ZFi is kind of creating multiple layers on top of this. But it's an interesting concept in general is accessing liquidity from a staked asset that you're holding long-term because you don't really have that risk of selling the asset. Rather, you're using it as collateral. And if you're holding it long-term, you might as well use it, right? It might as well have a utility. So kind of an interesting concept in my opinion. So as users stake $200 worth of Luna to the network, then pledge that much B Luna as collateral to borrow 100 of Anchor. While the loan is active, Anchor will earn staking rewards on all $200 worth of B Luna plus the interest on the loan. The combination of staking rewards and interest should enable Anchor Pay to pay out a higher return to its depositors. So it's very important to look at this. This is the actual Anchor Dapp, so their decentralized application. You can see they have it listed here. I will also have this link down below, but this is what it looks like just from up front with the APY. If you're looking at yearly versus monthly versus daily, when you deposit, you can see this kind of being dynamic. Right now, this is just like looking at it from without having installed your wallets, connected it with the Terra Luna ecosystem, which, by the way, if you're curious on setting up a wallet for Terra Luna, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll do a tutorial video on this. I've done one on Binance Wallet. I've done one on Avalanche Wallet. I've even done some on like MetaMask. But if you're curious just with Terra Luna, I can definitely do that. So you can see borrowing there, the net APR, so annual percentage rate, is 169.39%. Borrowing APR is 12.9. Distribution APR is that 182.3. Okay, so then you see the net distribution there. So it's incentivizing people to provide liquidity for things like this. It's incentivizing people to stake things with Anchor Protocol. And in my opinion, this is just a great play if you're looking with inside the Terra Luna ecosystem. If you kind of feel like, okay, identifying all these different blockchains, you can either buy the blockchain coin, for example, Ethereum, for example, Avalanche, Binance Coin for Binance Smart Chain, Terra Luna for their ecosystem. You could kind of go with a lot of different options here. You could go with something like Cardano or Polkadot that hasn't fully released. But the other thing you can go for is kind of key infrastructure plays of the system. So each system needs kind of a lending platform. They need a decentralized exchange. They need a launchpad. They need an oracle. They need a privacy token. They need a lot of different things to really be competitive in the market. And ideally, when all of these become interoperable, that's one thing that Polkadot is focusing on, then it'll be a true free market. So the best will kind of rise to the top. And with the beautiful thing about if something like this does interesting is it's truly, a rising tide lifts all boats. If this does well, the Terra Luna ecosystem will do well. Okay. So anyways, as I said, make sure to go follow them on Twitter, follow us. That's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you want to see in the next video, or if you have any questions about this one, hit the notification bell to stay up to date. As always, invest global, and until next time.